I go, they can't see me like Houdini, Lamborghini. It go, they can't see me like Houdini, move discreetly. It go, they can't see me like Houdini, Lamborghini. It go.
Welcome to Misbehaving Women, where we unapologetically dive into the issues that matter most to women, from wellness to feminism and everything in between. No sugarcoating, no filter.
We're here to spark conversations about the real life challenges we face, the topics that often get swept under the rug, and the ones men need to hear about if they want to truly support the women in their lives.
I'm Kelli Taylor, a best-selling author, award-winning acupuncturist, and hormone coach for women's health. I'm passionate about helping women live their best and healthiest lives.
I'm Rebecca McMillan, founder of Worthfulness.com, an online self-guided program that teaches teen girls and young women real tools and concepts they use to support unshakable self-worth for life. Together, we're here to shake things up and have some...
I make some real. Sorry. Okay, so
do that again.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1.
Together, we're here to shake things up and have some real, no BS conversations.
Okay, tell me what's embarrassing.
I feel like I have this secret obsession.
Oh.
And I realized the other day, I'm not sure what it's going to do to me long term watching this.
Oh.
But I am obsessed with the ripoffs of Dr. Pimple Popper. So there are now all sorts of different like estheticians or just people who are popping these disgusting boils or pimples. And I'm obsessed with watching them.
No.
Like obsessed with watching them. I told you. It's like embarrassing to admit, but I can't stop watching them. It's just, they come up on my feed. And when I go to Instagram, I would say probably 80% of the stuff that comes up are Bernese Mountain Dogs.
What a shocker.
Some pugs come up, and because my sister's obsessed with pugs, and she would send me some stuff, and now it comes up on my feed, and now I send them back to her. So I have that. And then, of course, I love things like recipes and exercises and anything health. Those are the things that usually come up.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure how, but it came up once on my feed, and I am like, I love popping. Like, oh yeah, if anybody in the family has one, I'm like, please let me do it. I love it. But this is like on steroids. Like these are like, and they're in the ears, and how they're what comes out is just, oh my gosh. And sometimes it shoots across and it hits the person. And sometimes they've got these pads that are just full of pus. Like they're trying to wipe it away and they
we've
can't.
Lost all our listeners now.
I know.
This is so gross.
It's so gross, but I can't stop watching it.
No, I do know there are a lot of people. Like obviously that's why it's popular. They're obsessed.
And then sometimes it leaves these little holes, and then they've got to stick the tweezers in, and I'm like, deeper, get in there, get that out. I can't. I know, it's horrible. Like if I was doing that, I'd be getting in there, getting that out. I know, it's so crazy. So that's my new secretive session.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're all, I think, Dr. Pimple Popper, I think she was the first to kind of
made it famous.
Bring that out. But now there's tons of ripoffs, and they all come to my feed. Wow. And I literally will watch all of them right to the end. I need to know how it's going to turn out.
Like this, I feel the vomit in my throat because
Really?
you just say, yeah, I do. Like if that were to come on, I would immediately like I can't.
Oh no,
I'm the opposite of you.
Oh
I'm
no,
like, I cannot look at that.
Oh no, not me. I'm obsessed. I feel like I wish I was the person doing it. Yeah, I really do. I would probably, not all of them have gloves on. I feel like that's a little gross.
Yeah.
I would definitely, some of them are so close to people's eyes. I feel like they should cover the eyes. Like what if that gets in their eye? Like it is pus.
So who's filming all of these?
I don't know.
So
Like,
you
they're-
can't. It's not the famous person popping a pimple.
Well, sometimes there's sites with different ones. I don't know if they're posting somebody else's. They're all different.
Wow.
Oh, it's so crazy. And I don't know why. I don't know how to stop. Sometimes I'm like, should I just go on and just see what's out there? I can't help it. I don't know.
Wow. I'm sure you could have a service where people know, like, come and see Kelli. She will happily pop that pimple.
pop that. I know, it's so crazy. I should have been an esthetician in another life, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I also am just wondering, like, as someone, I had bad acne for decades. I would never have gone to a person.
Well, this isn't acne. Like, these are boils. These are
It's not like a whitehead.
well, they're huge. Like, you can see where the skin, it's almost like it looks, the skin is swollen, and it's just, and then you touch it and it literally, the pus shoots out, but it doesn't stop. And the more that they push it, and you can see the skin like moving because there's so much in there. They're like, we're talking enormous boils, and they're either on people's faces. The ears usually have the blackheads. That's not as exciting to watch, although there have been some gross things. There was one where there was literally 2 holes, and she was sticking the instrument inside one hole, and it was poking the pus out the other hole.
No.
I was like, that's like a party trick. Holy.
No.
I know, I told you. It was gross. I know. I was going to tell you earlier, and I thought, no, I'm going to save it for today. And I thought maybe you might share my obsession, but I guess not.
I could not be more on the other side of the street on this one. Now, but I have seen people talk about how much they love it, and they're that person that their friends know, go and see Kelli. Like, I've got a pimple on my back, and she'll pop it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would do that for a friend. I don't know if I'd do that for strangers. I don't want to, I already have a career. I don't need to have a second career, but like with my family, I'm like, oh, can I pop that? I know. And then they get really wigged out. They're like, you're too excited. You're too excited. And I'm like, I'm not that excited. They're like, no, you need to calm down. You're so excited.
Wow.
I really get excited to do it. Yeah.
This is actually ironic because, I haven't really had like whiteheads, I would say, in a lot, I don't know, since my 20s. I did have them a long time. This morning I had 2 on my face, which I did now because I went to dermatologists for years for my skin, which I'm thinking, would my dermatologist have been the one that did this? That's why I went to medical school for 10 years. Can you pop my pimple? But he taught me, like, you soak it. He's like, never squeeze it, ever. And it was like such a lecture when I was little. So there I am this morning in front of the mirror, like my teenage self. So if I'd come here and you would see them, you would have just been staring the whole time.
It would be killing me. I'd want to do it so badly. It would.
Wow.
Yeah. Like, because I think that, you take the hot compress and it kind of draws it out. Castor oil, really good to draw out any impurities. Ooh. I had a sliver in my foot. I want to say, when I'm embarrassed to say this, I had it in my foot for about 2 months. I couldn't get it out. It was so deep inside my foot, and I couldn't get it out. And now the skin has grown over it, and every time I walked, it hurt. And I kept saying, I think there's a sliver in there. And somebody suggested putting castor oil on it, and it literally pulled that sliver out. The sliver started poking every night. I would put the castor oil on, and then slowly it literally started to pull out, and to the point where it was poking out. I could take the tweezers, and I pulled this thing out, and it was so long. I have a picture somewhere of it. It was shocking how long it was, and it was inside my foot. I know.
So now we have to have, I know you don't like triggers, but this episode needs a trigger warning.
We're doing disgusting. Disgusting.
What a nice episode is. The most disgusting things we could think of to tell you about our bodies.
I know, I'm so sorry, but
wow.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe you suffered for 2 months with that in your foot.
Well, because I kept saying, I think there's a sliver in it. But I could feel something was in it, and I thought I could see just like the top of it.
Okay, let's not go back.
But it didn't.
Okay.
It didn't come out, and I couldn't like get it. So and eventually it did. It came out and it was all good. And then I didn't hurt to walk anymore. Welcome to my life, I say.
Oh my God. Is that the thing when we were talking on the phone and you said, I'm going to save this for our life chat?
Yes. Because I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to tell you about the pimple popper. And you're like, now you're like, this is gross. And I'm like, oh, I thought.
No, I know. Definitely half of the listeners will be, with you. It's a popular thing.
Yeah, it's very cool. I love when they make the little incision.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't gross me out. I've watched every surgery. Like, I love watching surgeries. I've watched open heart surgeries. I've watched all sorts of different surgeries, appendix. I don't know. It's very...
Surgery doesn't gross me out. I can watch one. I wouldn't seek it out to watch in that way.
Oh, I would. Yeah, no problem. You know what grosses me out, I think, are the eyes. I sometimes, because my eyes are so sensitive, I feel like I don't like when they clamp the eye. I have a little bit of issue with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is very disturbing. It looks like torture.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen if I ever have
LASIK?
Cataracts or something. I don't think they put you out. I think you have to be awake.
For cataract surgery?
Yeah, I think you're awake for it. You're going to give me some type of drug.
Oh, God. I know my grandma had cataracts. Because I'm a contender.
I think everybody gets them
at
some point in time. I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure everybody at some point in time gets cataract surgery.
This is a real uplifting episode.
Because we said we're going to do something a little light before Christmas.
Thank God, no, this isn't that one. That's our next one.
Yeah, okay.
Which I can't wait to hear the stories you bring for that. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're very excited. We just talked about our next 3 episodes and we're so excited. And this episode, we're like, all right, let's just see where it goes.
But that is funny. Our next one is supposed to be some of our funniest or heartwarming memories of the holiday season. And I just know that you're going to bring me a wild turn. I'm going to say, oh.
There will be no pimple popping. I promise. No surgeries.
Yesterday, I went throughout the whole day with a big white chin hair.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pimple.
No.
Oh, yeah,
when
but you
did
said
these grow? What's going on with my body? I need to see you. My hormones are out of whack.
White hair.
Oh, yeah. And it was like...
Is this new?
Thick. I've seen it before. But the thing that I don't understand, that I even thought, do I need to put a time lapse on me while I'm sleeping? Because it's not there when I go to bed.
Is it blonde or white?
It's white. Oh. It's white. It comes here. And so that's the thing. Is like, you look at your face. I don't know. I didn't know. And then I got home and I'm like, oh my God, like you pluck it out and it's thick. But I really do wonder, I'm like, these thick, weird hormonal hairs, they come in like it must over the night just come on out.
Okay, so a friend of mine who's an electrolysis says you're never supposed to pull them out.
What?
Ever. You make them worse. You make them thicker. You make them worse when you pull them out. You're never, ever, ever supposed to pluck them out. So she says that if you have to get rid of it, you're supposed to use a razor.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I mean, I do shave my face.
Yeah.
But like to just shave that?
Yes. She said that you're supposed to.
I think I've already done the damage because it's thick. So I've probably done the damage in plucking it.
But I think that, no, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I'm not an electrolysis. But her thing was that if I want to remember correctly, which I might, so you can write in if I say this wrong, but I think it brings more blood flow to it if you pull it out. I can't remember. There was something about it that encourages the growth, where if you shave it, not so bad. She always used to say, if you don't do electrolysis, use a razor, never, ever, ever pluck it out. So she was really against plucking it out and waxing.
It's just if I see like one that is suddenly there, I'm like, ah! Because I'm thinking of all the people I had close face-to-face conversations with that day that were probably just staring at my hair. Like, do I tell her?
Okay, so let's backtrack a bit because you said that you shave your whole face. How does that work? I don't understand. I was trying to like visualize
I feel like we talked about this before.
Did we?
I think in body image. I think we talked about this in body image, didn't we? Maybe we didn't.
Our whole face?
Oh, no, maybe this is in Worthfulness where I tell the girls everything that I do. I tell them about this.
Because I'm like, I don't know when we had that conversation.
Okay. In week 5, I do a makeup free. And because I feel I'm talking a lot about how they're brainwashed with all the messaging. And I just felt weird that I got lighting and makeup and hair. So I recorded it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
actually.
okay.
So, I don't remember the shaving the face.
So then I told them everything that I've done to look however I look, and I'm not a celebrity. And I think in my 30s, maybe my 40s, I just started because I have the, I don't know what you call them, like the little hairs.
like the baby peach fuzz. I call it peach fuzz.
So just to shave my peach fuzz,
Okay.
I'd shave. But then in my 40s, there was other hormonal hairs, let's call them, and I happily would shave those as well because I did used to just pluck like a chin hair here, or like I'd get one in my neck or on my lip. So now every like month or so, whenever I think of it, like I don't do it religiously.
So is it using
Just a Bic razor.
Oh, I was going to say, because they're those ones that seem to be almost flat that they have that they
We did have this conversation.
Okay.
I feel like our listeners are like, you've already talked about this.
I don't remember having
'Cause you
this is
said
my
this.
perimenopausal this is my perimenopausal brain. I literally do not
Yeah,
remember
because you
having
can go and get it's like they sell them in all the Japanese stores, like in Kerrisdale. Like you can go and there's like those flat, you can get a package of the like just to kind of like, I guess that's an old fashioned shave where you.
Oh, okay.
This isn't helpful for an audio program, but
But it's like a blade.
a blade.
So
yeah.
do you only use the blade once?
But I don't use that. I just use an old fashioned Bic razor.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why is that one. I guess that one maybe also gets more skin cells off or something. Like it's probably because you get those done in the spa.
I thought it was almost like a microdermabrasion.
Yeah, that's what those kind do.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not.
So
in it
it's
for
not
that.
just getting the hair off; they're also kind of.
I think they're
maybe
getting like a
scraping
layer
the
of
skin,
dead skin,
like the
yeah.
dead cells.
And I would be scared of the cuts. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't do that to myself.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I will as I get older. I don't know.
I know. That's what I always say I won't now because I don't know, but I don't know for the future. You know what I mean? Like everything, because look at what I said in the 20s and what I'm doing now is so different. So I want to say never, but yeah, but that doesn't seem like a bad thing to do.
I mean, it's a weird thing to do. I'm not going to lie. But now I don't care. But when I first did it, I was like, oh, I'm shaving my face. I don't know. There was some sort of weird, like now Paul will walk in and he's like, you're shaving your face. I'm like, yeah. And I'm using your razor. Like, I don't care anymore. But I used to.
I was thinking how much better makeup would look because it's a really smooth, flat surface. So if you did wear makeup, I'm assuming that must look nicer.
Definitely. Like with the other kind of razor, for sure. Because that would almost be like you got a facial. Yeah. Maybe I should. I always look at those when I'm in Kerrisdale. I should just get a pack and try it. It just scares me because they look so sharp.
Okay. Well, let me know how that goes.
God. I won't do my neck.
No, don't do the neck. Don't go for the jugular. Don't do it.
So we're already getting in the holiday spirit. We're very Christmassy. I meant we, but you and me, we're both Christmas.
Oh, big
nuts.
Christmas people.
Yeah, big Christmas people.
Which you will find out next week.
Next week, yeah. But I was going to say we already got a Swedish Christmas tree for Evie, the little minis at IKEA.
Nice.
And got all the, I just got like a bunch of animal ornaments because she's into animals. And we've had that for already a few weeks. But this weekend we'll probably put up our Christmas stuff. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm starting to book, of course, the Santa things. 2 years in a row, I made the mistake. Can't get in with Santa. It's already booked out.
What do you mean booked out? Don't you just stand in line?
No, you have to have a reservation.
For Santa.
Santa is
now taking reservations. Oh, he's getting kind of bougie.
Oh, Santa is very bougie.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to do what I did last year, which is, God, do I put this out there? Yeah, but I do want to help people that also didn't get a reservation. Bass Pro out in Tawasin, they only release them a week at a time. So like the other ones are sold out till Christmas. You're not going to get any of like those malls. I don't know, the malls I looked at.
I don't even understand what's happening with the world. Why do you need a reservation for Santa? Get in line like everybody else does. First come, first serve.
How long did we used to wait? Like,
Yes.
that's true. You might be in that thing for an hour. And you
Oh.
just see him there, you're just staring, you're getting more and more worked up.
I know. Like, whatever happened to that?
But it is nice. Like last year when we went and we VIP line, they did actually still let, you know what, you're right. At Bass Pro, they had you could come if you didn't have a reservation and stand in another line. But if a reservation was there, they got in. So we were like, went up to this little VIP thing and we walked right up to Santa.
Nice.
And everyone gets their 2-minute slot with him. Anyways, yeah. So the Stanley Park train, didn't get that. That sells out in like an hour.
Yeah,
You
that's a
can't get
famous
that.
one.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas is sold out. Van Dusen, I think you could still, like, you can still get the Christmas markets. You can still get, but all of those you have to.
Oh, I've got my tickets for the
See?
Christmas market. Yeah.
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 I'm
I
waiting for
love
my
the Christmas
Black
market.
Friday pricing for Christmas market.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Martha doc?
Yes, that was on my list of things to talk about today. So good.
Oh my God.
If you have not seen it, highly recommend
yes.
it.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Must watch.
What a powerful woman.
Such a badass.
Badass, powerful woman. What a manifester.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
I thought, yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Like she put out what she wanted and she went for it.
Yeah. I noticed she was someone who was not at all afraid to stand in, well, I'm talking like she's dead. She still does it. She wasn't afraid to stand in her power when she was starting out and just like own it. And she's like, this is the way that works. This is how that works. Like very unapologetic about being in charge. Now, what enraged me and got me worked up when I started rage texting people, which is why I couldn't remember if I probably didn't send this to you because I wanted to talk to you about it here. But Comey, gotta take a deep breath. So I already had issues with Comey because of Hillary. You know, I'm a huge Hillary supporter, and I felt like he did her wrong. Then you find him there with Martha, and I thought, oh my God, this mofo cannot bear to see a powerful, wealthy woman that is unapologetically standing in her power and just owning the world. And he is so threatened by it that he needs to find any BS reason to take her down. Like he had already done that to Martha. I didn't realize he was involved in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. And this is the guy with like ended up rising through the ranks, you know, of the FBI.
Yeah, because he took down the most powerful woman, the first woman billionaire, self-made.
Yeah.
And he took her down. And
Crazy.
yeah.
You know what I thought? He probably went after Oprah, but he just didn't get her because that must have pissed him off too, this powerful woman, wealthy woman, right? He must have had an eye on all of them in America and was trying to get them. Or maybe he was behind the beef industry suing her. I don't know. If anyone knows if Comey was involved in the beef industry suing Oprah, please let me know.
That.
Please let me know.
Yeah.
Because that almost brought her down.
Yeah. I feel like, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I feel like Oprah is well insulated because Oprah is just a spiritual being. Like she's just a beautiful spiritual being. And I know, I definitely know people who have issues with her. I don't get it. Like where you don't get the spiritual aspect from Martha.
No.
Yeah. I can see how Martha is maybe perceived more cutthroat.
She's perceived as cold.
Yes.
But you know what? That's what pissed me off. If she was a guy, no one would be commenting on her personality at all.
Where I think with Oprah, she was such a people pleaser. And that was what she knew was...
She self-admitted that.
Yes, was part of her divine challenge in life is that she was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
So I think people could warm up to that because women are seen as more... I don't know why this word's coming up, but we're more digestible to people if we're people pleasers. That's how they see us in the world. Right. I don't know if I don't know. It's just how...
That's how we've been typecast in society up until recently.
It's how we've been raised. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And so if we continue to play that role, then people will be able to handle us and to be able to be more accepting of us. Where Martha was more of, fuck you. This is how you do it. And if you want to do it right. Yeah. And there's no excuses. You cannot give her an excuse. Just do it right. I told you how to do it.
Yeah.
This is how you're going to do it. Do it right. And she said right from the beginning, I was told if you're going to do something, do it right.
Yeah. I mean, it's jarring to watch her with the people in the kitchen. I'm like, I would never want to work for her, but never, but I used to have respect for her game and how she's
Absolutely.
operated and what she's done.
Well, and this is the other thing that I tried to take away from it is that if you are the person who genuinely wants to learn, like this is a woman who has something to teach. Clearly.
Yeah.
And so if you're there to just learn, then how she says it, you won't care. You're there to take from her what you want to learn.
Right.
But if you're there and you don't have any backbone, then she'll see it, right?
Yeah.
And she will pick out the mistakes. And you're going to take that personally. But it's not personal. And that's the thing about her is nothing she says is personal. It's literally right and wrong. She's very black and white. This is how you do it. And then,
Yeah, love her. Didn't realize.
I also was, I'm not going to lie, I was a little taken back by her story with her husband.
Oh, God. Those one-on-one interviews were so entertaining.
I was like, she's confusing me in the moment while I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're really confusing me. So you cheated first.
Yeah.
And okay, so kissing some guy is not cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And
Noted.
I'm like, okay.
Her husband's like, got it. Check.
And then she goes on to say that her sleeping with somebody. It was nothing.
I know.
But then when he did it,
Yeah.
it was a betrayal and a stab in the heart. And I was like, your story is not adding up to me.
No.
And she really didn't see it. Like you could see she didn't see it. To this day, she still doesn't get it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I don't want to diagnose what's going on with her there, but I think there's things that are obvious about the personality types.
I was like, wow, okay. That was my only kind of entertainment in it. Everything else, I was like, she's a kick-ass woman.
Yeah. I
And
forgot
love
about
her.
that part. That
Yeah.
was funny. And then you can see the producer asking the
I
question.
know.
Like,
Because even
wait,
the
what?
producer is confused.
I know.
And then the awkward silence.
I know.
was so good. But apparently she hated it. She hated the documentary.
I was just going to say, I'd love to see the raw footage of her because she often seemed bored or annoyed
Yes.
in those one-on-ones.
Yes. Well, the feedback was she hated it. She thought that they did not make her look flattering.
Oh, what?
Yeah, she had a lot of criticism of it.
How can she look more flattering? Like, you can't pretend that she's not who she is. So what? I wonder
and
what she
what
would
a
have wanted.
beautiful, beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Like stunning as a younger woman. Still
Well,
very
she looks
attractive.
better now than she did 30 years ago.
Yeah, like all the way through, I thought, what a
Yeah.
beautiful. I didn't see
A natural
pictures of her
beauty.
before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, now, what is she, 80? She looks amazing.
80, really?
Oh,
No.
God, I hope that's...
Oh my God. Okay, I am
I
Googling
thought
this
because
right
she was
now.
oldest person on cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
Oh my God, she's 83.
There you go. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. She looks better now than like in her 50s. I mean, she's had work done, obviously. But she's always, she's a natural beauty. Started as a model.
Wow, shocked. I did not know. Maybe it even said it in there, but I don't.
It's shocking because she looks so good.
She looks phenomenal. Well, the whole time I'm thinking, like, I honestly thought she was in her 70s. So I thought she looked phenomenal for her age. Now I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even if she's had like a little bit of work, still.
Not if.
Okay. But even if she's had work, doesn't matter. She still looks good because not everybody who's had work looks good.
Oh, great point. Yeah, especially
like she
at that
still, I
age.
thought she still looked very natural because she still got
Yeah,
wrinkles. Like
great
she looks
point.
natural.
Yeah.
Not like she's Botoxed
Yeah,
and
that
fillered
weird
up.
plastic look.
Yeah, not at all.
That's true. So whoever, she's got the best doc.
She's
Who's her doctor?
Because you want
That's
some
go-to.
wrinkles. You want to look like you're human,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I don't think everyone does. That's
Okay, maybe not.
the divine challenge for the plastic surgeon.
So if you're going to, I don't know, peruse Netflix, definitely check that off.
Yeah.
Your
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I
list.
can't imagine someone, if you haven't watched it, add it to your holiday viewing.
Yeah, add it or be a checkoff done.
Yeah.
Like loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Giving an update on Blippi. So
Ooh, how was Blippi? I got some Blippi pictures.
So she was very confused, I think, and unsure, like, what is this? At first. And I noticed other little kids around her, it was the same thing. They were quite serious and confused and just like, but she warmed up near the end. And then she was really into it. Aww. I didn't know, because it's the first that we brought her to. Tons of people brought kids in like costumes and themed out for this. And so Evie keeps saying, I want to put on the skirt. I want the dress. And so then I'm like, oh, God. And they're not selling that stuff. Like, people had brought it. So I have to spend $50 on these friggin' Blippi glasses. And the light
Oh,
one.
that's what you sent me.
Yes.
Yes. Those were $50.
Kelly. But you know what's weird? Made in Italy. In the box. I was like, why do we need to make these Blippi glasses in Italy where it must be very expensive?
Or very cheap, and they're selling them for a
a huge markup.
profit.
The light wand, I don't want to tell you what that was, but because she really wanted to be like the other kids and I didn't realize, my mom guilt let me get that. And it did really get her into it. So I don't know. We had the VIP experience where you go meet Blippi and get a photo. She wanted nothing to do with him. So that was
Very
a waste
good.
of money. But it is good, yeah. And after I was walking to the car, she just said to me a couple of times, no want photo with Blippi. Like, no want to see Blippi. And I'm like, okay, you want him from afar. And so this weekend we're going to Disney on Ice. So I'm prepared. I got a dress. I got a princess dress. Because I'm not spending $200 at Disney on Ice merchandise. Got an Amazon dress, which is adorable. And we'll see.
Has she seen her dress yet?
She would put it on. And I was shocked because she never would wear a costume up until now, basically. So I was so excited that she wanted to wear it. I'm like snapping a million photos. I'm like, she's put on a costume.
Is she going to wear her Blippi glasses? I feel like you need to get your $50
She still
worth.
puts those on all the time. Yeah, she really does like those. So maybe eventually I'll get my money's worth out of those. Nice. Yes. And she puts them on her animals. We have an inflatable polar bear. Oh, I did get that too for the Christmas thing. And she'll go out and put those on the polar bear outside. He wears the Blippi glasses. So yeah, I am getting a lot of cute moments.
Awesome.
So we'll see. I don't know. Disney, I'm like, they're skating. I don't know if she's going to think of that. But anyways. So we did want to, before we get into our topic of this week, just quickly say, this is coming for our listeners in America. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yes.
We already had ours in Canada a month ago, but to you guys, I feel like a lot of Americans don't think that we celebrate. My cousin lives in New York, and she put up a post saying, everyone was saying to her, oh, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And she's like, no, we have it in Canada. It's just not the same time.
We just have it ridiculously early.
Anyway, so we are having a Black Friday sale.
We are having a Black Friday sale, so please check out our Etsy shop. Your favorite sweatshirt is going to be on sale, so this is the time to get it.
Yeah, if you've been
we noticed
thinking.
Yeah, we noticed that some people have some merch in their shopping carts waiting. We're very excited. We're happy for you guys to get the discount. So please buy away. This is the time to do it.
Yeah, we're excited. And we obnoxiously every week have to tell you.
I know.
Every episode about the reactions just to get this week. I was like, I loved it.
I know.
I cannot wear it without someone. I was in a coffee shop on like a few days ago, and it's like crowded. I'm against the wall. I'm over my laptop, and a woman comes across the room and sort of like startled me. And I had my things, and she's like, I have to tell you, I really love your shirt. I really and I'm like, oh, it's that.
Yeah,
wow.
I love it.
It's like it's encapsulating or capturing an energy, I think, of how women are feeling right now in the world, right?
Well, and I think it's something that women can identify with.
Yeah.
I do. I feel like every woman feels like somewhere within them is a badass, and somewhere within them, you know, they want to go against the grain.
Yeah.
And it is hard to go against the grain. It is.
Totally.
I feel like my whole life has been against the grain and always thinking that sometimes it would just be easier if I went with the grain, but there's
Yeah.
something innately inside me that will not allow that.
Yeah.
When I feel strongly about something, yeah, I've got to be my misbehaving self.
Or sorry for cursing, but you know the saying or the phrase like "fuck around and find out." I
There you
feel
go.
like that is what this is like. Secretly, that's what we're saying when we wear this. You know,
Yes.
about us ladies.
Well, I had the funniest thing happen. I was talking with my dad and we were chit-chatting about things, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I didn't tell my dad I was doing the podcast. I have no idea. But when I was talking to him, I was talking to him like I had told him.
Right.
And he was like, wait, what? You have a podcast? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, I'm sure I told you. And he's like, no, I had no idea. And I said to him, I'm like, Dad, I'm sure I told you. And he's like, no, Kelly.
I would know.
And I'm like, oh, okay. And he said, what is it called? And all of a sudden, and I realized, nope, didn't tell him. So
You're suddenly your 7-year-old self.
I know. There was like this long pause, and then I was like, oh, it's called Misbehaving. Misbehaving. He did this. He did, oh. And then there was the, I am like, literally, my face is so red hot. And I'm just like, no, it's not like that, Dad. And I'm like, you know, it's just like women who go against the grain. There's still nothing. It's still dead silent. Like, because I think how I said it, I was kind of backpedaling and trying to find a way to say it.
Yeah.
And I said, we're on Spotify if you want to check it out. Our first episode is on perimenopause. And he's still silent. And then he changed the subject. So I don't. I have no idea what he's really thinking. And honestly, I don't think I want to know.
Wow.
It was so awkward. And I realized when he asked what the name was that because he seemed so, it was funny because he almost seemed proud. He's like, you have a
Oh my God, there was a second he was proud till you said the name.
And it was so awkward. And then when he changed the subject, I was like, I don't think he believes me. Like, oh my gosh. It was
Is he
so
coming
weird.
to Christmas this year?
No, no, it's my stepfather coming.
Okay.
So I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so now I don't even know what to think.
It's hilarious.
It is so funny.
Wow.
And I don't know if I should be super embarrassed, but I thought, well, you know, our first episode is about perimenopause. So maybe he'll listen to that and then get the gist of it. He wouldn't listen to a whole episode anyways, because I just can't see him being interested in that. But at least it's not what he thinks. Because I feel like
proud of you for 1 second.
And now he's like, what did I do wrong? How did I go wrong with her?
Oh no.
I don't know. And then he'll probably see the OnlyFans. He's like, I knew it. It is what I thought. Oh God.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
That
is
just
hilarious.
happened.
Oh my
this
gosh.
weekend.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Aw.
I don't know. I was thinking, I feel like I'm not going to call him this week.
Let him process.
Let him process. I would love for him to be like, oh, so I checked out your podcast. But now I think he's probably too afraid.
Well,
I don't
maybe
know.
he'll get his wife to
I'm like,
listen.
yeah, and she'll see the first thing that'll pop up will be the OnlyFans.
And then she'll be like, I can't tell you what
I know.
I can't tell you what Kelly's involved in.
It'll be like, Terry, it's worse than we thought. Oh God, yeah.
That's hilarious. Okay, the other thing to mention before we get into our topic is a lot of people listen because we know they listen, we can see they listen, but not that many people are subscribing. So please just click that subscribe button and then you always know when an episode comes out. They often drop early, not always, but sometimes they come out late Wednesday night. If not, otherwise it's a Thursday podcast. Anyways, please subscribe and hit that 5-star rating. And on Spotify, for those of you that listen on Spotify, you can comment per episode, which is a very cool feature they have, and have discussions episode by episode on there. For everyone else, just go to our Instagram and have the chats on there. Because right now, so many people are writing us and having the conversations, and they keep saying, where is the conversation? And we'd love it if everyone that's writing each of us had them together.
Yeah. And you can also, for sure, you can comment on any of our posts. But if you can do it so that other people can kind of get in on the conversation, that would be lovely.
Yep. And you probably, we haven't even shared last week's episode. Promoted it.
Yeah.
So everyone that subscribed has listened, but I don't know if people that haven't subscribed have found it. So it's just worth subscribing so that you never miss one. So yeah, our light theme that was supposed to be not uplifting, but was this came up because we have on the books to do one about fertility. In a more detailed way. And I know from my own personal, I had a 6 or 7 year journey with fertility that this time of year can be challenging. And then Kelli pointed out, well, it's not just fertility. It's, this time of year can be hard for a multitude of reasons. So we just thought, we just want to give that gentle reminder, I think, about we know, right? We kind of want to say we know for X, Y, and Z reasons that people might be dealing with stuff this time of year that for whatever reason, the holidays just throws it in your face and it's so much bigger or harder to deal with. And for the people that in your life going through that stuff, to send them a text or call them and reach out. I do have friends in my life on fertility journeys, and everything I used to go to Van Dusen Lights, which is, I love, with or without a child. But when I really wanted to have a baby, you're surrounded by families. And I'd go sit, they have the little yellow bird house that's big. I'd just sit in it every year and I'd go and I'd visualize walking around there with a child. So it's actually very emotional for me now when I'm there with Evie. I will go there and I used to cry before. Now I cry because, it all worked out in that way. But all those little, there's so many things focused around kids. So that specifically, if you know someone, I would just say reach out to them and say, hey, this time of year isn't fun and happy and merry for everyone. I know people in my life that are going through very difficult health challenges, people who have passed and their birthday is right at Christmas. There's so many.
Yeah, or maybe it's your first Christmas without your mom or your dad or whoever, whatever loved one that you have in your life and don't have in this world any longer. We acknowledge that this is a really difficult time for some people, and to know that Christmas can bring a lot of joy for a lot of people, but it can also bring a lot of sadness if maybe you're not where you want to be.
Yeah.
And I love that you put out there to reach out to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ask people.
Just quietly, I think.
Yeah. But in a way to say, let me know how you're doing, or is there anything I can do for you to support you?
Yeah.
What do you need right now? Because sometimes people just need to talk it out, or sometimes people need to hug it out, and sometimes people just want to figure it out on their own. But I don't think anyone will ever be mad at you for you making the effort to say that, you care.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just even including people in your traditions. I'm thinking when
I love that.
I've lived overseas a lot, and it's a weird thing on the holidays when you don't have your traditions or whatnot. So,
and your people around you.
Yeah. So if you know someone that lives where you live that isn't from there, remember them and think, oh, would they want to go to, here I might say, come to Van Dusen Lights with us, or let's go to the Christmas market together, or, at least just invite them so they feel included in holiday traditions. And the other thing I was thinking while you were talking is people, this is a stressful time financially for a lot of people.
Yes.
In that way, it's not a fun time too,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Because I think people go above and beyond, which I'm definitely guilty of. I'm so guilty of that. And learning how to scale that back a little bit is sometimes hard. And for me, I had to spend some time like, why do I do this? Because I want to make sure it's for the right reasons.
Right.
But I love to give. Like I'm definitely one of those people. I have a really hard time receiving. But I really from the heart, like want to pick things that I think will be for somebody and that they will love. I don't want to buy something for the sake of buying something. I want to, either create an experience or do something for people. But I realize that it can get to the point where you feel you have to. And so I had to kind of look, why am I doing this? And it's like, because this is what I enjoy doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and keep that in check.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the over the top givers aren't getting that back from everyone that they're giving those.
Oh, for sure.
Right. So you have to go in.
And there's also something about overgiving too, right? Like you overgive, and that can make people really uncomfortable.
Big time.
And where you think that what you're doing is such a great thing, and then it's not perceived that way.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm learning that is because you're not honoring people. Like you're doing too much, and people don't necessarily want that.
Yeah.
You're doing that for you, not for them.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Totally. I am guilty of that in my life for sure.
So you've pushed stuff onto people that doesn't make them feel good about themselves.
It actually isn't making them feel bad about themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's like that line, and what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing it, and what are you doing? Like, are you doing something that is so over the top ridiculous that people can't even take it in?
Yep.
And I think sometimes less is more in some ways too, right?
Oh, I love a thoughtful. Write me a nice card, and I am yours forever. Like I just,
Yeah,
Go
or
the thoughtful
experiences.
route. Yeah.
With the kids a lot. I've really enjoyed like doing things with the kids.
Yeah.
And as they've gotten, I did that more when they were younger, and now as they've gotten older, they've like, honestly, a lot of times they're just like, I want money to go shopping. And
that's my nieces now.
yeah. And I feel like right now that's just a phase that they're in.
Totally.
Because that's now they can go and do something with it.
But that's a very exciting outing for them to have cash and go try on things and have the money to buy. Like that is a nice gift.
Okay, yeah. I guess
Oh,
so.
big time.
Sometimes I just think, I'd like to do something, but I'm a big like stocking person, so I like to do the little gifts.
Yes. I just picked up this morning. I'm doing an advent calendar for Evie, and every day is a different activity, like a tradition
Love
thing.
advent calendars.
I
Yeah.
know.
I got Finn an advent calendar.
Oh my God.
This is a third year with an advent calendar. They have them for dogs. I love, 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 love them.
Oh my, that's so funny. Okay, so I was in Kerrisdale this week with Evie, and she wanted to go in the pet store because what do all the toys in the window look fun to? A
Did you go
toddler.
to True Carnivores?
It's just down from White Spot on the boulevard.
Oh.
There's two on that street.
No, is it? No, I can't remember.
But
Anyways.
wow, is that woman informative? She is passionate about dogs and animals. Yes. And because I was there so long, I felt like I had to buy something. And I always buy my brother's and sister-in-law's, and my niece's dog a gift for Christmas. So then I'm like, okay, it's a bigger dog. And then whenever I get him toys, he destroys them by the end of the day. And she went on for like 15 minutes to me. Everything. I almost got a lecture about, that's about, that means you're not playing with the dog. And, a toy should really be about interaction. And I'm like, whoa. This is not my dog.
I was just going to say, not my dog.
I know. But it was like a long time before I could tell her that. It was like, she's obviously gets riled up about it. But yeah, I know a lot about dog toys now from that 30-minute journey. And what an incredible store. I wish I did know for sure the name. It's on the boulevard just down from White Spot for locals. Were they passionate about animals in there? And it was very busy. They had like 6 people fully, lots of people in there. Yeah, really.
Was it red on the outside?
I don't know. They have stuffed dogs in the window, which is what got everybody's eye.
Oh, I don't know. The place that we go to, they have that's where it's just down from there. It's on the opposite side of 41st. But anyways, they had the advent calendars for dogs. So I always get Finn one, and I get my sister's dog one. And this year I went to Trader Joe's. So I got theirs. They had a dog one. Oh. So I went and got that for
so
Finn.
it's pre-made. It's got like a tree every day in it?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's no different. Instead of chocolate in
Oh,
it,
got
there's
it. Okay.
Yeah, and Finn knows. And then my sister's dog,
'Cause they
she
can smell
knows
it.
every day. She goes and sits in front of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, Finny loves his advent calendar.
The poor guy is just staring at that thing all day, probably waiting for the next morning. Like, give me my treat.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you see they're opening a Trader Joe's close to the border?
I heard, and
Yeah.
apparently it's enormous.
Yeah, giant
I'm
parking lot.
so excited.
I know, me too.
Well, we went to the one just in Bellingham,
Yeah.
and we must have spent half an hour driving around that tiny little
That's the problem.
driveway, or sorry, yeah,
It's not a parking lot.
but it's like it's like this little drive that you just keep going around in
Yeah.
a circle.
Yeah.
We literally probably took us half an hour
Yeah.
to find parking.
I think that's why people are excited. They don't mind the drive to Trader Joe's now, but they're like, we need a parking lot.
We need a proper parking
Yeah.
lot because it was so packed there.
Yeah, that is exciting. So as we teased earlier when we ended up on a disgusting theme, when we thought we were uplifting, our episode coming out on the 12th is hopefully really at least makes you laugh. We're just going to keep it light and fun, and we're going to share some funny holiday stories of our lives and
Our traditions.
yeah, just really light, really fun, funny memories, and hopefully just kind of giggle and nice and short and sweet, and just a nice little addition because we know everyone will be really stressed out probably around that time leading up to
You're going to be
Christmas.
busy shopping,
Yeah.
so we appreciate that you're going to be busy.
Yes, whatever holiday you celebrate. I don't know when Hanukkah is this
Hanukkah's
year.
actually on the 25th this year.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
oh, wow. That's kind of cool. And then the next one is coming out on Boxing Day.
On the Boxing
in Canada.
Day,
So we
yes.
call it Boxing Day. I know in Ireland it's called Stephen's Day. I don't know what the 26th is called all over the world, but the day after Christmas. And that's
Going to be a big one for us because we're going to talk about, we wanted to do something that was going to take you between the end of the holiday, or I guess, well, I think of after Christmas, kind of the end of the holidays, up until the new year. And we wanted to do something about goal setting and manifestation. And we wanted to give you something that you could spend the next 2 weeks working on and getting yourself ready for the new year. I know that for some people, they really don't like talking about resolutions, and they have this thing about resolutions. We're going to talk about that. But I really feel strongly that if you do not have a plan that's going forward and you don't have what I refer to as more like a focus for the year and something to help kind of drive you forward, then I feel like you're kind of going to just be all over the place.
you're letting life happen to you.
Yes. And yeah, I feel that really strongly. And we'll go through everything. Trust me, we're going to really dig into it, and we're really going to talk about our own experiences with it. We're going to talk about the language around it because I know that that's really tricky for some people. I really hope that this is something that you can take and be practical for you and lead you up into the new year. And then in the new year, we will check in with you to see how things are going. So we will do some follow-ups.
Yay. Okay, can't wait. So that'll be
super
the 26th.
Yes. And then our first one for the new year, you are not going to want to miss this because we cannot wait. Even today I was saying, I can't wait for our first one of the new year. You will never guess it. So I promise it's going to be good.
It's going to be funny.